We're joined by Mike Fairburn of Flash Entertainment to talk about an award-winning consumer relations campaign for the FIFA Club World Cup in 2010. Mike, tell us about the World Cup and some of the challenges faced around it.
Well, the FIFA Club World Cup happened here in Abu Dhabi in 2009. It was a very successful tournament. We got involved in the 2010 edition, and one of the big challenges was consumer engagement, football fan engagement, profiling the football teams. It was a tournament that had some stigma attached to it internationally in terms of credibility, but it presented the only international club football tournament in the world. And what I mean by that is clubs from every continent, every confederation around the world competing in one place. So for us, the challenge was to communicate the richness of those clubs, the players, the countries they were from, the fans that followed those clubs. At the same time, drive attendance, drive engagement with the local community here in Abu Dhabi in the UAE, and that local community being football fans, and really get everybody behind those teams. You know, we kind of, they were the challenges, and how we saw it working best was to actually try and create fans around each club, so to profile the club specifically and encourage and direct people in the UAE to get behind one of their clubs. So the campaign we developed was called Choose Your Champion, above the line, and we carried that all the way through communications, taking each individual club, talking about their culture, their team dynamics, how they got to the tournament, some of the interesting quirks around the players and around the way they train and where they're from, to get people to empathise with those clubs, and in the hope and expectation that they would come to the tournament and we would drive attendees and ticket sales, really.
You mentioned the stigma that was attached to the Club World Cup format. How did your strategy address that problem?
Specifically to focus on the credibility and the stature of the clubs that were playing. Each of these club teams had won their confederation, Champions League. They were great teams within their confederation. So we had leading South American clubs, leading European clubs, in this case Inter Milan. We had clubs from Asia, we had clubs from Oceania. And what that presented was variety, diversity, and different styles and different techniques, which is very interesting on a club level. You don't really have that in world football, and the Club World Cup presents that as a tournament. And we felt that was a very, very strong selling point for us as a communications team.
What did you learn from the way that communications had been handled for previous Club World Cups, and what was innovative or special about the approach that you took for 2010?
Well, we really drilled into the clubs. I think what hadn't been done in the past was a focus on all of the teams. There'd perhaps at times been a keenness to profile the leading club, i.e. the Champions League team or the South American team, and we actually felt that football fans like variety.